Hey everybody, welcome. Today I wanted to take a deep dive into making ramen, so if you're interested, keep watching. Our first episode will focus on making the broth. We'll do a multi-part series today where we'll just be making a tonkotsu-style broth, which is based on all pork bones. So to begin, get yourself about 5 pounds of pork bones. So here we have neck bones, hocks, and a pig's foot. You can find this from your local butcher. Any part of the pig will do, any combination of the bones will do just fine. Feel free to add chicken bones. This will make great ramen, but it won't be a tonkatsu style. So to begin, we're going to soak our bones in water, and what this does is it helps pull out any coagulated blood and proteins from the bones to yield you a nice clean broth. We're going to strain our bones the next day and fill up your pot with water about 3 inches above your bones. Set your pot over high heat and we're going to begin to boil. Once the broth comes to a boil, dirty scum will begin to rise to the top. We're going to ladle out the scum, and this will continue for about 15 to 20 minutes. At the end of this, some white foam will begin to rise. This is perfectly fine to leave, and it's going to filter back into your broth, and it's nothing to worry about. So we're going to place a lid on top, and we're going to keep at a boil for at least 12 hours. You can keep going for 20 hours, but 12 hours should be your minimum. So we boiled it for 11 hours, and in our last hour, we're going to add our aromatics. We do this at the end to help preserve the flavors in the broth. We will quarter our onion, take a head of garlic, and take a 4-inch piece of ginger that we will peel and slice up. We're going to add our aromatics to the pot and keep boiling for an extra hour. Now you could char up your aromatics to give you an extra umami boost, but if you're after the white, creamy tonkatsu style broth, I would not recommend this. I also had some dried mushrooms that I added. I would also not recommend adding this if this is your first time making tonkatsu, since it will darken up your broth. So we boiled our aromatics and mushrooms for an extra hour here. Now we're going to strain out the broth, remove all the bones and all the aromatics out, and then we're going to strain again to yield us a nice clean broth, so just to filter out any extra pieces that we may have left behind. Okay, so finally our broth is done. What we want to do next is emulsify the fat that we've extracted from the bones. To do this, we're going to grab a stick blender, or you can use a blender and work in batches. Here the fat is being emulsified and held in suspension by the gelatin that we extracted from the broth. This will yield you a nice creamy tonkatsu broth. And there you have it, we're done. This took some time, but it's well worth the effort and doesn't require your complete attention. On the plus side, you have dinner for the next week or so. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. I'd be happy to answer any of them. And finally, stay tuned for part 2, where we'll go into making all the toppings, tare, aroma oil, and assembling your bowl. Cheers!